Hey everybody, how you doing? Happy Friday. You made it to the end of the week. We are here with Alyssa, Shannon, Dan, and Ivar. We're playing our Age of Arcanum campaign Friday night from 7 to 10 o'clock. If you'd like to see our previous episodes, we are in the process of getting them over to the YouTubies, getting them updated there. If you go down there somewhere in the About section, you will find all you need to know about us. I will not waste your valuable gaming time explaining the 25 different links with all of our socials and all the fun stuff. However, I am going to take a moment for Shannon. Go ahead and plug, if you would, please.
All right. So what you do is you plug thing into the wall, and then it has power. No. So I do a couple other projects. One of them is a podcast called Ombligo del Diablo. As a Mage the Ascension 5th edition podcast. Eventually, I will be allowed to have a time off to be able to edit. Eventually, I was gonna dedicate my Thursday to it, and then I stayed till 10 p.m. It's fine. But I will say that we crested over 2,100 listens recently, and that was really
Nice.
exciting.
Nice, nice,
Um,
nice.
Even more now, which is great. So if you like Vampire the Masquerade, and you like Mage, and you like World of Darkness stuff, and you like sanity systems that will kind of drive you insane, haha, puns intended, then you might like that particular show. I'm in it with this gentleman over here. Plays a pretty cool character. He's like my favorite. A lot of people actually really like him in terms of a crowd favorite. And now I can make him turn into a cherry tomato, and it's fantastic. So Ombligo del Diablo. We are basically anywhere you can find podcasts, and I will put a link in the chat as well.
Perfect.
And then Sunday we have this fancy new game that's coming. I'm excited
What and
about.
what's that Sunday game, Shannon?
That Sunday game is a game where we're gonna get eaten by a turtle and stuff, and it's gonna be pretty cool.
Nice.
And
Eaten by a turtle. Come on.
there's a possibility. Look, it's a distinct possibility. I still say I'm gonna jump on it and eat it, and that's my strategy.
It's definitely a interesting group adrift at sea. I'll tell you that much. Dan, you got anything
I
you
agree.
want to plug?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Um,
Sexy when you say it that way.
no, I'm part of a Twitch stream in addition to this one called Uncanny Prose. That is prose with an E at the end, although we are professional um,
I
ish.
see what you did there. Uncanny Bros.
Exactly.
I find
Puns.
I find that uncanny.
It is another 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons game, or games, really. We do a lot of content over there. As of this last week, I ran my own game. It runs in the same world and alongside our other main game. It's been going for over a year now. Got a fun crew over there. We are doing custom GUI cube content for the most part. Great
Nice.
third party developer that I can't recommend enough. And we do a handful of other projects, cosplay stuff. We've done a few gaming streams. It's a fun time. We do every Tuesday, depending on who's running. It's either 6 or 7 p.m. Pacific Coast time, and I highly recommend you come check it out. We'd love your presence.
Cool. Shannon, give me that link in our Discord chat really quick. I'm still tweaking. I'm still tweaking the Nightbot, and I forgot to tweak the suboptimal settings. That would be my bad. Humors of Whiskey Irish. I love that one. Oh, it's so good. There it is. Go ahead and put that in there. Oh, unless, I got moderator status, so hopefully there is the link her link, I think, probably would have been better posted by her, but I'm still tweaking the Nightbot thing, still getting used to it. I know a lot of the Twitch stuff is kind of automated so that it doesn't interfere with our ability to play, as they say. Oh my god, what did Ivar send me? Oh, coolsies. So with that, I do believe we have taken care of our housekeeping, and we can do some recap and bring us back to where we last left off the last Friday night. It would seem that the Templar individual known as Somni, either through practicing something with the conduit stone of his own making, or the conduit stone losing faith in the agreement, we may never know for sure, but the essence of Somni was consumed by this stone. The stone linked itself casually to Harrow. Harrow and the stone then made a pact. This pact seems to be something that could be potentially, well, interesting, to say the least. The two of you came down from the bedroom and sat there and watched or Dara and Grayson, they came down from the bedroom, sat there and watched as Harrow was just having fits and other kind of expletive interactions with an invisible force. He came out of his trance to see Dara and Grayson there. Later, the team, realizing that they had lost their dagger, made their way back to Greenbottle, only to discover that Greenbottle was in the process of making a bargain, and Zephora had been added to the party. Then the group made its way over to the Shifting Sands to relax a bit. But before they did that, I believe they went and learned how to be raptor wranglers, taught by Igor. Igor Strongbow had taught them how to ride the lesser windrakes off the back of his greater windrake, and watched as the great herd of raptors made their way across the great desert expanse, being fed on by great worm-like creatures that would come out of the ground and crash into the massive migration of shale, sand, and rock raptors. Once returning to the boat, or to the Brachiosaurus, the community of Espis, the team decided to relax and bargain with Igor. After bargaining with Igor, a couple interesting near-death experiences had occurred. The team then, realizing the capabilities and interesting insights that Zephora had offered into the conversation, heard a rather alarming sound outside, the beginning droning sound of something very large and very loud getting closer, as well as horn soundings to mark that something had been seen. Team exited the Shifting Sands Tavern to look up at a massive 1,000-foot-long dirigible, and standing at the rail was Pharaoh, the Drake rider from the citizenship, as well as the one that had introduced you to the Avoste family of the citizen ward of Titan's Fall. She stood there, looked up, a little bit of curse under her breath. Well, this is about to get very interesting. What'd you guys like to do?
Panic.
Thank goodness you're here.
Hey, Brandon. Good to see you, man.
Thank goodness you're here, but we barely know where we are. What's happened?
Well, it would seem that my contact has decided to deviate from their course, and they have made their way in this direction. Thanks for the follow, Brandon. Really appreciate it, man. I'm not really sure why he's deviated from course. I was expected to meet him in the Fiamma Valley, where we would deal with the Avoste family has put in a very large order for raptors, and I was supposed to keep an eye on the Ispis um, portion of the order, and we were supposed to meet at the Fima Valley and, well, exchange expectations of how many we could gather, load them onto his flagship known as the Wraith, and then I would make my way back to Titan's Fall. I was not really anticipating in running into the four of you. Well, three of you. I don't know who she is, but gorgeous. Anyways, I well, that is Rashid. Rashid of Oste. Well, he kind of commands a bit of the navy of Titan's Fall. That is the Wraith, the flagship of their naval power. If he's ranging this far south, something definitely has come up.
Does he know who we are?
I don't know. Don't know. Good question. I know you've been gone for quite some time with your little planier adventure that you went through. By the way, where is Somni? Why is he not here with you? Yes, Gray. She looks at you.
2 points. One, Somni is dust, but it's okay. I can fix it. 2, Harrow, can I talk to?
If you excuse me for just a moment.
You have literally seconds before I need to figure out where to hide you, but yes.
Ah,
As soon as
Okay,
she says we have
seconds,
seconds, I just run
seconds.
away.
Can't spare moments. What are they doing?
We can hide us in a tower on the back of this monster.
I don't think that's going to work. I think I need to put you someplace where I know nobody is going to find you. We use it for...
I don't like this. Gray, what is it? I run after.
Okay. The two of you running. Dara, where are they going?
I don't know, and we don't have time for this, and they better get back here.
Gray, what is it?
Are we telling her everything, or are we trying to do a lie?
I think we are going to tell enough that she believes our crazy story, but not everything. Like, maybe not that I have the thing that he had that made him very important.
Guys, we don't have time for this. Come on.
Okay.
We're plotting.
Okay, fine.
Plot and
Right.
hiding.
You can say most of it. Just the most sensitive secrets. Try and hold them.
I don't know how to define that.
It's fine. I'll try and help. All right, fine. Where are we hiding?
It's with this. She goes, well, I often use Espis to smuggle some particular items. It's a little bit stinky, a little bit dank, but I think it'll work. Please, come with me. And she begins to head towards the front of the creature, kind of staying to the leeward side of the buildings off to the left, almost as if she's trying to use the buildings to kind of keep a cursory deception from this massive dirigible that's getting closer. The four of you go ahead and give me perception checks, please.
That is a 10.
Nice.
17.
17.
15.
15.
Dirty 20.
Gray, as they are following Pharaoh, the others seem very intent on following her and just keeping their eye on her. Your eye drifts to this dirigible, and as they stare up at it, the first thing that they notice is the amount of cannonade that is braced across the side of the vessel. It's two-tiered. The vessel itself appears to be maybe even 5 levels deep. And you could see, after counting briefly, that they count up to maybe about 48 guns on one side. This thing is bristling. This is a warship. This is not unlike some of similar style of vessels that they've seen amongst the Stonewood, but variation in appearance, variation in the standard. And the very first thing you also that they pick up on is the flag, right? The Avoste family crest is up there, and it's getting close enough now where you can see that they see about 2-3 dozen heads beginning to pop up over the railing. Pharaoh has led all of you up to the very front of the community of Espis. You're now standing around the blowhole of the beast. Every minute, things come up and come down. The smell is a bit rough, but you kind of buck it up. She looks, well, it's hard to explain, but believe it or not, you'll be safe in there. And she points down at the 10-foot diameter blowhole. And for the first time, all 4 of your passive perceptions are high enough. There's a series of metal cablings that you've never noticed before initially walking by it early, previously. There are wires kind of coursing around the edge of this 10-foot diameter blowhole. A minute goes by, all of you are staring at it, and see a gout of steam come up.
Haro, are we
Yes.
in some type of danger?
Well,
Yes.
I don't know if... did you say Haro or Pharaoh?
Yeah, Haro.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Those people over there. It wasn't our choice, but we were forced to run out on a job for them. And they are not the sort to take that kindly.
I see. Well, after you.
So the 4 of you, as you're having this conversation, you see a bulbous kind of head poke up out of the flotsam of air that's ejected, like round frog-like eyes, and they kind of blink, staring up at you. You just hear,
No. No! I am cursed.
yes. As she looks down, yes, I know. Please go down. Well, there's croakers down there. They are responsible for maintaining the air passages of the great beast and keeping it healthy. They will keep you hidden. They will keep you safe. Please hurry. We only have a few seconds.
Yeah, jump.
Okay.
I go in.
Gray, what are they doing?
I drop down and just talk to Progenitus's back. Are you okay with me crawling in you? Do you consent to this? Or I wanna... Are you... Okay.
Dara grabs Gray and then jumps to them.
So all 4 of you go ahead and give me acrobatics. Oh my god, that was great.
Natural 15 for 15.
Dirty
bad.
20.
Nice.
21.
Nice.
14.
14.
Acrobatic AF.
With Dara's assist, Gray almost slips out of your hand, Dara, but you quickly grab him and pull them back. The 4 of you begin to realize that coming down these wire ropes or wire cabling, about 20 feet down into this area, your feet land on a surface that's could only be described as mucusy, sticky. Looking around, you can see that you're clearly on the interior of this beast. There are dozens of these croakers of various colors and sizes moving about this 20-foot area, in and out of small brachial entries and like internal veins and sinew and other things that are attached to the interior of the neck. They seem to be either practicing low-level cantrips of prestidigitation and other things, and they're cleaning the veins, they're cleaning the sinew. It would appear that every time that there's a blast of the air up through here, they have to clean it off and keep it from getting infected. One of the croakers kind of waddles up to the 4 of you.
He smells delicious.
Really?
Hello. Thank you.
Hi.
We go there or there? Not there? Okay.
Dar, give me an insight check because you have no idea what he's saying.
I was going to say, are we supposed to pretend like we understand it?
I mean, you don't speak. What?
And I could have picked Croaker
Goblin or
language.
Orcish, I speak those because I intend to hire.
16.
60, you, as he's pointing around, or as they are pointing around, because you're not really sure the gender of this individual, they seem to point at different portions of where the flesh seems to deviate off away from the main place. Perhaps they are pointing at spaces that you could safely hide, since
Okay.
it would appear that you definitely picked up on the fact that it appeared Pharaoh understood and the Croaker understood.
Cool. So I'm going to just confirm it, point to like me, then a spot, then Harrow, then a spot, then Gray, then a spot, then Zephora in a spot.
Yeah, I would say that's
Okay.
about, yeah, you begin to pick up on that vibe.
And then I'll tell everybody. We can take those spots. And then I'll go down to the like one in the middle.
Hey, Ivar, don't you shame my bullywogs. I've gotten better at it. It's not like before.
It's subtler, let's put it that way. And thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Well, I'm learning, man. You gotta learn, bruh.
The other one, my character took pains to try to kill, but this one seems fine.
So as all of you kind of take Dara's lead, you looking around, you can see that what you thought were like small tunnels are almost like Swiss cheese like ligaments and openings, and passing through these series of ligaments, it's the strangest thing you've ever seen. You're in a part of this kind of like cartilage like area around the neck, and all throughout the area there's like these organic like huts built into the cartilage where this small community of croakers seem to exist and live, do their works on the Brachiosaurus's neck or area of the neck where the connection of the blowhole and its throat, right? Their job is to keep this clean, and you're kind of picking up on what they do. There's younglings, there's a variety of sizes and different individuals kind of moving about. You guys go ahead and give me perception checks.
Rolling good to start the night.
Hi.
At 17 for a 16.
Okay.
29.
Ooh.
Well, I felt good with my 25, but okay.
So Gray and Zephora, Gray, they notice off about 10 feet beyond where this community is, there seems to be a collection of these croakers having a conversation with each other. It's a series of inflections. Two of them are, carrying very rudimentary crafted spears, but finely attired in reptilian style armor that creatures will often wear to augment their natural abilities. Zephora, your eye catches this as well. The two of you taking a keen interest on something that seems to be going on. It seems to be a very heated discussion. It seems to be something rather exciting going on, and it catches your two attention.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Okay. So it appears you guys have the run of the immediate area, looking around. The croakers don't seem to be all that interested that you're there. Occasionally a young croaker will come up and go, and you watch as it points at Gray's waist and touches a bag, and the spider's little leg comes out and goes back in.
They do like to
Are
eat
you
insects, you
asking
know.
for Philip?
Mm.
I think they want to eat Philip. Um, um, spider? No. No spider.
Make a persuasion check, please. That's for you, Dara.
16. Yeah, 16.
Yeah. It kind of like kind of waddles away, kind of flustered, but it immediately picks something off the ground, crams it into its mouth. The four of you are currently being hidden inside the brachial tube of this massive creature. Not sure how long this
About
could
5.
take.
I sit down, deeply uncomfortable with everything about this. The last time I was inside of a giant creature, I was being slowly digested.
Fair
Can
enough.
you share that
Actually,
with us?
actually, you know what, Harold? Give me a charisma save, please.
Let me see what I have. That's not great. 8.
Everybody else's perception's high and passive is high enough to notice. Harrow is, even with his mask on, he is sweating profusely. He's very jittery and nervous. He seems to tick at his chin a lot and shift his mask. Every now and then he ticks at his shoulder. He looks like he's in stress.
Oh, I have something for this.
What?
Harrow, would you like to cuddle Philip?
I doubt Philip would like very much to cuddle me.
Well, you haven't asked yet, have you?
I don't speak spider. Could you ask for me?
Philip, would you like to go make Harrow feel better? No biting, but cuddle.
What's wrong, Harrow? Why are you shifty and scratchy?
Because I remember a profound sense of distress as I was being slowly dissolved less than a day ago by our perception. There was this monstrous room where it was a dungeon. It was a dungeon where there were things. And have you done much adventuring?
Go on, I think I can keep up.
Okay, yes. As far as I could ascertain, we were in a room that was some aspect of a greater being, or the room itself was alive. I couldn't possibly begin to speculate on which, though if I could look at it from the outside, I'd be very interested too. I'm sure that there are at least some properties there that might prove useful. Though I must say, it was perhaps the second most horrifying experience of my life.
What was the first?
This reminds you of the room?
Being in an enclosed biological terrain. Yes, it's unnerving.
Thank you.
Or
Derp. Derp, derp. That kind of awkward silence when someone says thank you after you just kind of built a fear out in the open like that. Dara, did you ask Harrow something?
That was only the second most horrifying.
yes.
One of these days, it might be interesting to hear that first one.
No. It really wouldn't.
Gray, they feel something tugging at their belt. A somewhat larger croaker with a blue and yellowish hued skin, looking up at you, holding a spear in one hand. There are many croakers behind it.
Are they pointing at Philip?
They seem to be pointing down into an egress out of the village. That's the only thing you could pick up.
Okay. I'll carry Philip and go that way.
Okay, you kind of follow the croaker. You pass through the onlookers, leaving everybody else behind. The rest of you are watching as Gray is following this croaker down into a slightly curved point of the cartilage. As you come around the corner, Gray, they realize there are 3 croakers lying out on the it would be the ground, but it's the surface of the cartilage. They're just kind of laid out in various degrees of injury. Broken arms, broken legs, lacerations, bludgeoning bruises that you can see on its body. The croaker looks up at you, kind of makes a...
Do you want me to fix them? Sure.
Give me an investigation check, please.
Investigation.
Excuse me.
6.
6. You have no clue their condition other than they look injured. Kind of like wandering in amongst them, they realize they've probably been in some kind of attack of some sort, but they just don't understand what could have done this. They do walk a little bit beyond where the 3 are kind of laid out, and there are 2 croaker corpses kind of heaped on top of each other in a separate area. They are beginning to piece it together, but not 100% sure what's happened.
Can I still sit down with one of the ones that has a broken arm and try to
Absolutely.
medicine it?
Yeah, go for it. Give me a medicine check. So for the rest of you, you can hear Gray. They are around the bend. You get the feeling they are interacting for sure with something, but the 3 of you are still back in the main chamber, the dwelling chamber. What would the 3 of you like to do?
I would like to sit in a vaguely but not entirely fetal position and keep myself relatively still.
Give me another charisma save, Harold.
Okay, that one's better. 16.
Taking a deep breath, practice the art. You even drain a little energy from the conduit stone to kind of reaffirm that arcanic-like power that you felt this morning. And it kind of bolsters you, gives you that little bit of kick, that vitamin B, so to speak.
Vitamin kick.
Or kick, yeah.
Dara's gonna see if there's anything particularly large and heavy that needs to be helped with, or just kind of wander around, see what's going on.
Give me an investigation check as you wander about the little dwelling area.
18.
It's surprisingly well kept. There's some order and some structure here from what you can tell. There is a distinct group that seems very busy about a conversation. The rest seem to be going on about their normal activities. You watch as they carry these rather small, slug-like creatures, and they squeeze something out of it into a stone-like vessel. They clean a series of skin wraps with it, and then leave to the bronchial chamber where you can hear the work continuing. With your background, you definitely don't pick up this is a slavery relationship. this feels more like a symbiotic relationship. There is a reason for them to be here, both for their own safety, but providing a service to the Espis community to keep the Brachiosaurus healthy, keep it functional, and keeping the community on the constant move. You also notice there are a series of stone containers off to the side with what looks to be a clear enough liquid that you would call water.
Okay.
So Zafora, while this is all going on, you watch as Dara has wandered off about the dwelling chamber. Gray, they are busy doing something with the bullywugs, with the croakers around the bend. Harold seems to be doing his best to buck up and seems to be accomplishing it quite well. What are you doing?
I want to find out where the armored frogs went.
Give me an investigation check.
18.
18. Watching Dara walk off in her own investigation, Haro doing his thing, and you begin to meander around as well. You actually find yourself on the opposite side of the dwelling chamber, and you're near a portion where, as you come around an opposite bend, you could see the 4 croakers standing there pointing down into an extension of the cartilage-like sinew that's here. They seem to be pointing down it. They seem to be arguing. And they are kind of like in their own language, that kind of hurried conversation of, no, you go. No, you go. Nuh-uh. No, you go. Kind of pick up on the vibe, the energy about that.
I start to run, but then I catch myself and I walk back to Haro.
Okay.
And I grab him by the finger and I tug him up and I go, I found something that looks exciting. Come on.
All right.
So Zafar and Haro.
Good.
So the two of you head back towards where the 4 croakers are like, and they seem to be going back and forth over something. Haro, you pick up on the description from Zafara in regards to the intensity of their conversation.
All right. There's
been some type of encounter, some combat. There's two of them dead over there.
The two of you looking off to your right on the other side of the dwelling chamber, you could see where they are, where Grayson, where they are like moving from croaker to croaker, like they're mending them and doing their best to service and aid them.
What has done this? This. I look where they're pointing.
They're pointing back down into the darkened cartilage-like tunnel that leads away from the dwelling chamber.
I make a face like.
And then it goes, give me a persuasion check.
Ooh. 14 plus 1, 15.
All 4 of the croakers look up at you and go,
And I point there, like in the direction.
See, this is precisely why I don't like meat creatures.
Yes.
You can never understand them.
They're impossibly thick at the best of times.
So I just walk over to where the dead bodies are and look down the way and see if I can see anything.
Give me a perception check.
A 29.
As you look down that direction, you watch a very fleshy green and blue-like tendril recoil somewhat deeper down into the hallway.
Hmm. Haro. There's something down there. It has a tendril. Go get Dara. Let's go down there.
Why?
My favorite.
Why?
That's a
Why do
tendril.
you want to do that?
Do you want to sit around and like be digested in these juices? Or do you want to
No,
do
I would
something
just like to
to keep
avoid
your
being-
mind off being digested in these juices?
Finding an entirely novel method of killing myself doesn't exactly appeal either. But maybe I don't
All
know.
right.
Maybe
well,
I can earn the beast's loyalty somehow.
Go get Dara. She's very strong.
Yes.
Very.
Yes,
Very
her and
muscular.
Gray have proven their use, haven't they?
So,
Very
Dara,
nice
as you're
made of
staring
green.
down at these stone containers, you watch as one of the croakers comes over, reaches down inside of it, and it pulls out what looks like to be a small egg sac, moves it from one stone container to another one, pulls out another one, moves it to another one. You then watch as the egg sac, there's something squirming on the inside of it.
It's kind of like the nursery, I guess, equivalent egg.
Yeah, I mean,
carrier place.
yeah, you get the feeling that there's a lot of neutral responsibilities here, and this is just somebody taking their turn at taking care of something. At this point, you notice Haro and Zafara coming up right alongside you.
Hey, just found eggs in here. Anything over there?
Yes, a tendril. Come
A
with
A
us.
tendril.
Yes, there's something down there killing these little meat creatures.
She wants to take it out or something. I don't know. See it, maybe?
Whatever it is, it's probably very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have come to the right person. Show me the way.
That's
Flex a little, puff up a
exactly
little
what
bit.
I thought you would say.
Look impressive.
Gray, what's your passive?
I'm not Gray. I'm just going to let you get eaten.
Is she still
That's fair.
okay? So you're coming. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
And what's Gray doing?
My passive is 16.
16. So, Gray, as you watch Dara, Haro, and Zafara, they watch as they just walk right by. They glance at you. You get the feeling they're heading off in a direction with a very specific purpose. And Zafara, you look over, they are still tending to the wounded croakers, but they see you walk by.
Gray, leave those little creatures alone. Come with us. There's a tentacle or tendril down there. We need
there's-
your help.
Oh, there's a tendril. Well, why didn't you pitch that initially? There's
It's
a tendril.
apparently a dangerous tendril.
All tendrils are pretty
Well,
dangerous.
we went to get Dara, and then I
They are a
you'd let
little
you help-
lethal.
I thought I'd let you help the little meat creatures a bit longer before I bothered you.
Well, it's no bother. I'll go help. Yeah, let me just stuff some of my own blood back in my ears real quick because spiders.
So the four of you head.
Where?
Sorry. So the four of you head back over to where Zafara and Haro came from. You're now standing there. There are three of the croakers still there. The fourth one seems to have wandered off to go do something. The croaker that was interacting with you, Haro, is still there. It's velveteen, like bluish skin, making it an obvious, for you to remember. And the three of them look at the four of you and begin to mimic in the direction of the cartilage-like tunnel. Right.
How big is the tunnel?
I would say it's about 5 feet tall and about 3 feet across.
Okay, so tight fit.
A little tight. It's a single file walk. It's like I said, it's kind of got this weird kind of like fleshy consistency to it. It's not in any shape of the way, and a true tunnel. It just takes on that
Right.
form amongst the cartilage and the tendons that kind of make up this area.
Dara's gonna start going down the tunnel.
Okay, Dara, you begin to walk forward. One of the croakers walking alongside you.
Oh.
Well, unless this escape counted as a short rest, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
No, I'm okay with that. Take it as a short rest because you weren't doing anything severe.
Then, yay, I get to go back up and hit
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, I was going to say, all of you could take, I'd say this 30, 45-minute stint of this activity that you've been doing between Gray helping out the croakers and you guys just all investigating and operating at a relatively slow pace. You can go ahead and take a short rest effect if you'd like to.
You got it.
So we're all going down there.
I will go last.
Do you want me to go first? I can be
Yes.
very quiet.
Yes, I would prefer that. I don't know. Dara may have something to say about that. I have no issue.
Dara's already down the tunnel. She didn't
Oh.
bother to wait and see what y'all
You'll
were
have to
doing.
catch her.
Okay, I go after Dara. Dara, would you like me to go first? Can be very quiet.
Do you think I'm too scared to go first?
No, I didn't say that. I said I'm quiet.
Okay, only if it's because you're quiet, but I'm going to be right here behind you.
Yes, you are very strong and mighty, and you have sinewed muscles. I know that you
She's flirting. Zipporah's flirting.
I know you are very powerful. I am very small and quiet. That is
Thank you.
all I'm saying.
And I'll let her pass up ahead.
Okay, so Zephora and Dara, you're ahead of the group. Gray and Hara, where are you in the lineup? All three croakers seem to be kind of tagging along as well.
I'm going to gesture for Gray and be like, brains before beauty.
Wait.
You go ahead first. I'll follow.
No, let's
So
put this with
bad.
in the middle. Perhaps you can be the filling in the sandwich. You know, the meat. Go be the meat. I'll be.
I mean,
Cross?
it's a tendril. If it's going to hit us, you can be out of its reach in the
But what
back.
if there's self-defense up behind it? Then
What? It's a single tunnel. How would it? Unless it's a croaker.
They could be assassinating me for Philip. Philip is a commodity down here.
You're right. I don't trust them. I'll be in the middle.
Yes, yes, you will.
Natural 20 on that persuasion there, Gray. So, with Dara and Zephora, for the most part, making up the lead of the group, you're slightly ahead of the rest. One of the croakers is slightly behind you, Dara. But Zephora and Dara both give me stealth checks if you're trying to be stealthy. If you're trying to be stealthy, you can give me a stealth check.
I don't know if she would be. She's just trying to go charge down
Why?
the tunnel to get the thing.
Why would I need it? An 11.
Yeah.
Why?
As the two of you get a little further down into this cartilage-like tunnel, it kind of drifts for a few feet, and then it bends right and left for a few feet. And as the two of you step into a larger portion of the cartilage tunnel, you watch as a series of blue and red tendrils just kind of like pull away from your appearance.
And they go farther down the tunnel?
They keep going like away.
Like
Run
down the tunnel or
faster.
like up above us?
Give me a survival check.
Go again. Oh my god. Natural one.
As far as you can tell, they just kind of slip away.
You guys can kick me out of the team now. Okay,
Hey, natural ones are fun ones.
that's right. Okay, I
I
keep
want to see
going
if I can
because
catch them.
I'm so good at this. I
So,
doubt it.
Dara, since you're behind Sephora, you feel something tug at your belt, and you watch as one of the croakers is looking up you. And that kind of distracts you for a moment. Sephora, you kind of keep wandering forward a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You watch as it kind of opens up into this larger space where some of the cartilage, your passive would be high enough to pick this up, especially with your vision abilities. The immediate area of this cartilage seems fetid and rotted. It seems to be oozing a kind of almost like pus or glandular kind of rotten smell. There's a distinct difference between the cartilage that you walked from to this space. There's a very rank, rotten smell. Looking about 20, 30 feet in front of you, you watch as this 30-foot organic mass undulates off the side of the cartilage and kind of plops down on the cartilage. You watch as the tendrils draw back from you. You watch as these huge kind of arms begin to waver and kind of shift around you. I need all of you to roll initiative, please.
All right.
Jason, nothing good ever undulates.
I don't know about that.
Jello.
Jello undulates.
Does it really undulate, or does it just ripple?
Dolphins and sea creature undulating.
Mm,
18.
it's kind of.
Okay. Sephora with an 18.
12 for Harrow.
17 for Dara.
17 for Dara.
That's a solid 12.
12 for... What'd you get, Harrow? I missed that part.
Also 12. What's your dex? +2. All right, you beat mine.
I think that was for you, Gray.
Yeah, and we determined that I beat his.
Oh,
'cause my
gotcha.
dex is higher.
I missed that part. Sorry. So it's Sephora, Dara, Gray, and then Harrow. Let
And
me.
then the undulating creature doesn't get to take any turns, obviously. Because initiative, he undulates for his turn. He uses action to undulate. Ah!
So as you guys stumble into this open chamber, all of you following Sephora's lead, you watch as this massive, organic, putrid-smelling creature kind of... You watch as these tendrils shoot out. At least 5 of them come in your direction. And Zafara, that is going to be a 17.
Hits.
That'll be 9 points of bludgeoning damage. Dara, there are 2 coming at you.
Bring it.
That's a 21 and an 18.
Well, not that hard. Those both hit.
Ooh, that's going to be 17 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
Great.
And
Thank
Haro,
you.
there is one coming at you.
I was trying to be so far away.
That's an 11.
Hold on. Yes, hit.
Okay. Ooh, really? I keep forgetting about your AC, buddy.
Yeah,
That's 7 points of bludgeoning damage. These tendrils. You watch as one of the tendrils strikes one of the bullywogs, picks it up, and pulls it into its organic mass. You watch as it squirms for a moment, and then it immediately dissolves into the creature. Dissolving away into the actual creature.
Haro.
You guys are watching this. Harold's just standing there screaming. That will finish. That'll finish its turn. Sephora, you are up, and then Dara, you're on deck.
Okay, I am going to cast Entangle.
Okay. Is there a save to hit?
A creature in the area, when you cast a spell, must succeed in a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. It'll last
So
up to 1 minute.
is there a save? Is there a DC check? I think it's Dex.
Against your spell save, which is DC 15.
Is it Dex?
That's strength.
Strength. Gotcha. That is a 21.
Okay.
And you for that spell for future purposes, you don't have to refer to it as plant. It's just organic matter. So your spell interacts with nearby organic matter. So you watch as the cartilage tendons kind of come off and try to intertwine with the creature. The creature just shatters the attempt, and the tendrils, the cartilage strands just kind of fall away. You get the feeling this thing might be pretty tough from a strength perspective.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do? Let me show you where you are.
Okay.
So you are currently to the left, or well, I keep forgetting I'm mirrored. Let me pull up my oh, well, anyways, you are currently directly in front of the creature. There is a bullywog to your right. You can see Harrow's immediately behind you. Dara and Gray off to your right, along with one of the other remaining croakers. You watch as the last of the melted croaker dissipates into the internal nature of this creature. It's about 25 feet from you, and you begin to realize it can hit you from there.
Right. I'm going to move to my left if I'm the little girl with the bow there.
Okay, how far?
I'll move 10 feet to over.
Okay.
Okay.
Now finish your turn. Dara, you are up, and then Gray, you're on deck.
Right. So Dara is going to approach it, get all right up in there. She's gonna pull out her rapiers and take one of them to make a slash across part of her arm. Get some blood from that and smear it across the rapier to activate her Crimson Right. So that's gonna make the rapier start shining out to 20 feet and gives the 1d6 extra radiant damage, but I have to take damage too.
Go for it.
And that is 4 points of damage on me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
And that, yeah, okay, so let me roll it.
Oh, you blood hunters.
Wee doggy.
That is a 16 to hit.
16. That'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Excellent. Okay, that is 9. That is 12. And then 1 second. 12 of the slashing and 4 of radiant for that one.
Nice. Go ahead and give me an extra D6 for the radiant.
Yeah. Also, I was hoping that's an extra 5.
Okay, nice. You begin to realize that with your radiant strike, the flesh of this creature kind of melts away from you, and you can see it has a distinct effect against it. However, the effect of your weapon doesn't seem to quite do the same expected damage. You get the feeling this thing might be slightly resistant to your type of weapon.
All right, and then I have because it's two-handed. My other attack was a 12 to hit, so I'm not sure if that's going to land.
That'll hit as well. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Yep. Okay.
This is a big, shambling, slow mass. I mean, it's all over the place. You can even see the tendrils of its organic matter creeping and crawling away from it, and like kind of like pulsing, like it's absorbing matter around it.
That'll be 14 for the second of the
Nice.
slashing, so halved, I guess. Or
Correct.
that will be my turn. I'm gonna stand there right front and center.
Gray, you are up. That is you in the bottom right-hand corner.
Perfect. So I stepped away for a second. Did this creature just eat somebody?
Ate one of the croakers, and it dissolved
God.
into its body-like mass.
Like instantaneously?
Pretty much, yeah.
All
But I
right,
mean, the
well,
croaker only had like 12 hit points, so it's,
yeah.
you know.
As far as I know, he just dissolved instantaneously, and it's really tragic.
Or his
hey.
skeleton, his cartilage-like skeleton, is just waiting to be rescued by you.
That is also a great thing to hear. Well, obviously, I'm gonna have to get vengeance for my boy, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a hick guiding bolt.
Go for it. Roll to hit.
Rolling to hit. Let me double check my thing. Da-na-na-na. I sure hope a 22 hits.
22 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
All right, that's 66 radiant.
Extra
Yep, that's
D6 as well.
Cool.
You know, it's been a while since we've had a combat encounter, hasn't it?
Suppose
It
it
has.
has.
I've been really excited to use all my blood stuff finally.
Jason, the damage I took, was that bludgeoning damage or was that acid damage?
Bludgeoning.
Okay.
So if you have a resistance, you can have it.
That's fine.
You know what makes me really upset, folks? The fact that lightning bolt is gonna go in 100-foot line. Meaning that if I fired off a lightning bolt, even if I shot this thing in the face, I'd still be shooting the thing that we're inside of.
It's giant. I doubt it would even feel it.
I mean, maybe not, but I
don't
doubt
think
that
we
I would
should do
appreciate
that.
having a lightning bolt shot in my stomach.
Right?
Harrow the cattle prod.
But no, then you get the like really dope meme image of like Godzilla with the lasers shooting out of his eyes.
Laser beam. Laser beam.
You know what makes me sad? Rolling 76 of damage and only doing 20 damage. Rough. But the next attack on him has advantage.
Hey, Enigma, I'm glad you aren't working tonight, man. Kick back. So with that, you guys watch as this radiant bolt crashes into the shambling creature. When it does, it lights up the entire creature. It begins to course and collate with this like energy around it, and the organic matter that got struck by Gray's strike kind of melts away, sloughs off of it, and like just burns away. Gray, you watch as one of the tendrils begins to shift away from its mass, and you watch as it comes directly at you. That's going to be a 21.
Firm but fair. Hits.
That is going to be 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Anything else you'd like to do? So you're going to stay put where you are? Okay. That'll finish Gray's turn. Harrow, you are up. You are currently standing behind Gray.
Dara, kill it! Haste on Dara.
Yes.
Nice. Dara, you are hasted.
And then I'm going to get further away. Ah!
You want to go a little bit further down into the tunnel and still be able to see?
Yes,
Okay.
I would like to remain within 120 feet of the thing specifically. But
We're back at the village drinking a cup of coffee. I can still see you.
Yeah. Hello, Avastes. This is fine. Whatever happens to me.
Well, you get the feeling from your position that you're like kind of down, like right where the cartilage chamber opened up. You're kind of right there at the edge, looking around, so you can
Good.
still
Yes.
keep an eye.
Peeking
Yeah.
around corner. That's what I want.
Okay. There. And with that, so Gray, you're currently near it, and Dara, you're in base with it. The croakers are going to go. They're going to throw their weapons. And one hits. You watch as
Down
one of
and
the
run.
spears kind of runs into the creature. With that, I'll finish their turn. We're now at the top of the second round. Zephora, you are up, and Dara, you're on deck.
Okay. I cast Ice Knife, and I have to roll to hit. It's within 60 feet. And
It's with advantage because it is currently lit up from guiding
Oh.
bolt from Gray.
wait. 19,
Which had previously been lit up from the radiant damage from Dara.
So
Correct.
26 will hit. It needs to take a dex save and take 2d6 cold damage. And while I roll damage for the knife, which is going to be a d10. So it'll take 4 points of damage from the knife, and then 2d6.
Okay.
If it fails, it's dex save.
Dex save. Not very dexterous. I rolled a natural 19 minus 3, so that's a 16.
Damn it.
Sorry.
I don't like to hear "God damn it,"
The target each creatures 5 feet.
and it's not a religious objection.
We'll take 2. All right.
8 points of glomp.
Ah,
So how
wow.
much total damage did you
That's
do
what the
to
new
it?
puppy did to me earlier.
Zafara, how much?
A whopping 4 points of damage.
You also begin to realize as the spell kind of crashes into it, you get the feeling that you didn't do quite as much damage. You get the feeling it might be resistant to cold.
Okay. Good to know.
Anything else you'd like to do? You want to move? You're currently about 35 feet away from it.
No, I'm good.
That'll take us to Dara. You are up, and you're currently in base with it. What would you like to do?
All right.
And
We're
you're
about
hasted.
to,
You're
we
hasted.
are, oh yes, so extra
Don't
attacks.
forget
We're
that.
about to do some extra radiant damage. So I am going to activate the Blood Cursed of the Marked. So I can mark a creature within 30 feet of me until the end of my turn. Whenever I deal right damage to the target, I can roll an additional Hemocraft die of right damage.
Okay.
And so let's do that. And so then I'm going to make my attacks.
Fireball, fireball, fireball.
Fireball.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll
which I
definitely
believe
hit. Yep.
Okay. Okay, that's 3, 6. That is 9 points of slashing damage. And then 4, 5, 6, 7. And do you want me to go ahead and do the additional radiant?
Yep. Anytime you're doing radiant damage, it's an extra d6.
Oh, nice. In that case, that'll be an extra 15 of radiant.
Nice. Once again, you get the feeling that your physical weapon is not quite as sturdy, but this radiant effect that you're having, you're watching as the arcane energy of radiance kind of pours out of you, and you're just watching this organic mass just kind of melt away and disintegrate in front of you. But you begin to realize this mass is quite large. Your passive is distinct enough to know that there are many massive tendrils emanating out from it. And you get the feeling that it is getting nourishment from this because as soon as you're the closest one to it since you're engaged with it, you're now beginning to watch as its wounds begin to kind of heal.
Okay. Do I see? You said I can tell it's getting nourishment. What is it getting nourishment from?
The base of the creature is affixed to the cartilage and it's pulsing. You can see fluid
Got it.
transferring into the creature.
Okay.
Pulsing and undulating.
Can I mean, I know it's too late because I already did my attacks on this one, but going forward, now that I've noticed that, I want to yell that to everybody, and then I'm going to try to kind of put my attacks at that area going forward.
Okay. I think I was actually supposed to go first. So, retcon that. I'm going to go after you this time, Dara, because the creature had a higher initiative initially. That was my bad. So it is going to take... it's going to take... Are you raging yet?
I'm not a barbarian.
Oh, shit. I'm getting you confused with a different game. I'm so sorry. So there are 3 tendril attacks coming at you, Dara.
That's fair. I did attack it.
That is an 8 and a 22 and a 22.
Yes.
That's going to be 16 points of bludgeoning damage. And Gray, there are 2 coming at you because of that heinous attack that you did on it.
So many attacks. Oh no.
That's a 9 and a 17.
Neither hit.
Yeah, you watch as 3 tendrils crash into Dara, and then 2 tendrils come at you, and you watch them as they just kind of go right by you. None of you have seen this creature move. You're getting the kind of the impression it probably doesn't move at this point. Now, Gray, you are up, and Haro, you're on deck.
Alright, so I will look at this friend, this buddy, and make some bells ring. I would like him to make a wisdom save, please.
Good choice.
I would like him to fail a wisdom save, please.
That will be an 8.
$16 points of necrotic.
So, as you watch the pulse of necrotic energy kind of undulate around this thing and bounce off of it, you get the feeling it might be immune to it. Has no physical harm, nothing
Why
comes.
would you say good choice when you know that I just played into your trap card, sir?
No, wisdom save for this thing is a good choice.
In response?
That was the part I was
In
referring to.
response.
However, the necrotic aspect of the effect, well, you begin to realize it's immune to it.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Oh. All right. Cool.
Take a lap, kid. Take a lap.
But I will like run up to, flank with Dara if I'm within
Okay.
range,
Yep.
so that she maybe is taking less of a beating, maybe, question mark?
Definitely flanking it. Anything else you'd like to do? That was your action and your move.
Bonus action, go, nah.
Give me an intimidation check really quick.
I'm proficient in that one, so. You wouldn't know it with a 12.
It's enough to get its attention. It's going to use its legendary reaction on you to swat you in the face.
Why you
This
gotta
thing
be
is
legendary,
built
though?
to fuck Gray up.
Right?
That is
Yeah.
going to be a 19.
Yeah.
That is 9 points of bludgeoning damage. As you're like intimidating it, you tendril comes striking out at
Oh,
you.
it's too effective. Ugh.
All right, that'll finish your turn, Gray. Harrow, you are up, and then the croakers are on deck.
So this thing is tall enough, right, that I could aim a scorching ray up over the heads of the others?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's like this. Imagine like a tumor or this mass that can't really move, and it's like connected in all these points with the cartilage and and the internal like viscera of this creature that you guys are currently, inside of, the one that's, the host to the Espis community. It's everywhere, and because you take in that, your passive is enough. You also see thicker tendrils kind of digging into the flesh of the top of the cartilage and pulsing, and you watch as some of the minor wounds begin to kind of slightly heal.
Can I target, because there's 3 beams for scorching ray, could I target a different one at each of the little things? Could I shoot like my 3 rays
Absolutely.
and hit, like, 3 of the individual things?
The AC is going to be a little bit higher because of the distinct nature of the
Arrow's not good at a lot of things, but I get +8 on these.
Go for it. So you've got 3 of them?
Yes.
Okay.
First one is a 25 to hit.
That'll definitely hit.
Second one is a 17 to hit.
That'll just barely hit. It just strikes right into it.
Well, I got that on a 9. And the third one is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, so all 3, you pinpoint 3 of these extended tendrils up into the flesh, and shrack, shrack, shrack. You watch as tendrils begin to just split apart, and this weird green yellow mucus starts spraying all over the place. So Dara and Gray, I need dex saves from you. Harrow, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. 4 + 4. First one is 8 damage.
Okay.
2 + 6.
And remind me what type of damage is Scorching Ray?
Fire, I believe. Wait, hold on one sec. Let me make sure I don't want to be crazy. Yes, it's fire.
Go ahead and give me an extra d6 for each one of those, please.
Oh, okay. So it was 8 + 1 on the first one for 9. I rolled 8 again on the second one. 6 + 2 + 3. So that's 11 on the second, and 6
Nice.
+ 3 is 9 + 2, 11 on the third one as well.
Dara and Gray, what'd you get for your dex saves?
23.
Nice.
I'm not good at this, but 19.
19, you both saved. You're only going to take half damage. As both of you are splashed with like this acid-like burning sensation from these tendrils that split apart above you. You watch as the acid comes right down on top of you.
It should be more vulnerable now, I think.
That'll be 18 points of acid damage, halved to 9.
For a second, I thought that the 18 was the half, and I was like,
No, I'll always, because I don't necessarily know if you guys have any resistances or anything, I'll give you the full roll. That way you can do the math in case you have resistances or other things going on. All right. Anything else you want to do, Harrow? You're currently like back down into the tunnel.
I'm pretty happy in my corner.
Okay.
I duck back behind it. Yeah.
The croakers are up, and then we'll be at the top of the second round, and it will be the creature's turn. They attempt to throw 2 more of their javelin-like weapons at it, both kind of hitting into the cartilage on either side of the creature as they continue just to pull them out and throw them and pull them out and throw them, operating at this safe distance. That'll bring us to the top of the... Actually, I'm sorry, we're at the top of the third round, because that was the second round. The creature is going to go. Dara, you are getting 3 attacks on you.
Oh no, Dara's not doing so hot.
That is a 15, 22, and a 26.
Oh, she is. Okay, good.
All of them will hit. Oh god.
That's going to be 19 points of bludgeoning damage total.
That's cute. Okay.
And then 2 are coming at you, Gray. Well, actually, you have half cover, Harrow. That did a lot of damage, and it definitely got its kind of like biomass's attention. So you can add, I believe, half cover is +2 or +3?
2, says Shannon.
Okay. So you get the bonus to your AC as 2 of the tendril attacks are coming towards you.
Oh.
That is an 11 and an 11.
Yay!
You just
Exactly.
duck right behind. And you watch as the 2 tendrils crash into the cartilage right alongside you, and they stick to it and kind of tear back towards where they came from. All right.
Well, I know what I'm doing again next round, and then I'm getting even further away.
That will
I'm
finish.
covered in acid, and I just turn around and look at you, and as I see, be in the back, not always safe. As I'm notably like bleeding from every orifice, but you know.
That'll finish its turn. Zafara, you are up. Dara, you're on deck.
Okay, I'm going to move into base with it. Right to the left of. Is that gray? No. Right to the left of the other figure. There you go. Who's that, Dara?
Yes, that's Dara.
Okay. I'm going to make my attack with my dagger. I'm going to use a Kai point and do 2 empty-handed attacks.
Okay, go for it.
So, dirty 20 for the dagger.
That'll definitely hit.
It will take 6 points of damage, or 6 points of damage, whatever it doesn't take, and then we'll use my Kai point.
Or sometimes we call it a key point.
Okay. Key, Kai, whatever.
He went to the Supreme
You
Kai to go learn the Spirit Bomb
You
technique.
say
It's
potato,
fine.
I say potato. Okay. And then unarmed attack. $19
That'll hit.
and 24.
Both will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. 5. So 11 points of damage.
Nice. Give me a deck save, please, Sephora.
Okay. Uh, 23.
23. You watch as the tendrils make an attempt to encircle you after you make those punches, and attempts to pull you in, and you kind of slip out of the way.
I've seen this anime. You don't want to be there, or you really do.
So with that, that'll finish your turn, Sephora.
Okay.
I'm
I
asking.
can still do movement.
5, 10, 15.
No, don't worry about it. I'll leave it. I'll leave it where
Okay.
I'm at.
That'll finish your turn. Dara, you are up, and then Gray, you're on deck.
Right. Yeah, Dara's not doing so hot here. She's all bloodied up. She's gonna still raise her shining swords and lay some more attacks on him.
We would like
I
the
will
Zoom
13.
feature.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying,
believe,
guys. I'm
That
trying.
was just a 13
I know we
hit.
can't meet in the studio anymore, so I'm trying to give you what I can. What'd you get?
13 to hit.
13 will still hit. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And are you
That is-
attacking the mass or the tendrils below it?
I am attacking where it's attaching to
The
suck the life force out.
The 13 will miss then.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do it again.
Go for it.
Oh, that's much better. That is a 22 to hit.
22 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Cool. Excellent. I will take it. That is 11 points of slashing
Okay.
with 5. Ooh, 6, 11. With 16 points of radiant.
Nice. Me
And-
likey.
Do we know if it's resistant to psychic? Has that been said?
No, you get the feeling that it's resistant to cold.
Mhm.
It's vulnerable to fire and radiant, and you get the feeling that it is immune to necrotic and poison.
Okay. In that case, because I forgot I'm level 6 now, I can do a thing, Brand of Castigation at 6th level. When you damage a creature with your Crimson Right feature, which I did with the Radiant damage,
Yep.
you can choose to steer an arcane brand of Hemocraft magic into it. Always know the direction of the branded creature. Each time it deals damage to me or a creature I can see within 5 feet of me, it'll take psychic damage equal to my
Nice.
intelligence modifier.
Nice.
Don't
Go
forget
for
you're
it.
hasted too.
Oh yeah, I get another attack.
Yep.
Oh wait, no, I missed one. I get one more.
One more
Okay.
hasted action.
Hell yeah. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit as well.
Haste and
Thank
Fireball
you.
are easily the best level 3 spells.
That's 9
We're about to fight.
I
slashing.
don't want to die, so I try to remember stuff.
And I think I get to hit him with with another radiant. Let me just,
Yep,
I think
you
every
do.
time that attack hits.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's another 4 of radiant.
Nice.
Oh wait, with the extra one, that's another 5 of radiant.
And are you staying in put, or what are you doing movement wise?
I'm gonna stay put because if I go away, it's gonna get attack of opportunity, so I might as well let it attack me anyway. I'm gonna make sure I'm within 5 feet of a compatriot.
Okay. It is going to. You definitely triggered it. It's going to take a
That's fair.
legendary reaction against you. That is going to be a 22,
That will hit.
and that'll be 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch. Alright, Dara collapses.
You guys watch as Dara's form collapses onto the cartilage-like floor, and you watch as tendrils come out of the cartilage that match the creature and is beginning to encircle her and slowly drag her towards the creature. And folks, with that, we're going to take a quick break. We will be back momentarily. May I
Can't
mute
start eating
some
my
mic.
girlfriend and then say
And we are back, everybody. Sorry about that. I had to take a potty break. And probably we will be ending tonight's session after this encounter if they do survive.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to see. You know, I'm. Oh my God, she's wearing the jacket. I love the jacket.
Look, only one of us is unconscious currently, so like we're fine.
And slowly being dragged into the mass. So that will. Who just went? Was it Dara's turn? Yeah, you did all that damage to it, right?
I did, yes. I just lit it up a little bit.
Yeah. For the rest of you watching,
Oh, and I died.
well, not yet. We're working on it. We'll get you there. The rest of you watching Dara being slowly dragged towards the organic mass. That brings us to Gray, and then Haro, you're on deck.
All right, so I just saw my girlfriend get smashed, and not in the fun way. So I am going to...
But almost
Oh,
eaten, not in the fun way.
Yeah, also eating, not in a fun way. Not my girlfriend. I don't know what you're talking about. What?
Giggity? Giggity wiggity?
I'm going to ask Jason if it would be possible for me to cast Cure Wounds on her and pull her back in the same round.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So I'll say for your bonus action, give me a strength check.
Oh god. Oh boy. Okay. With advantage because it's heroic?
Well, no, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you do your action and your bonus action at the exact same time. If you beat this check, then it'll cause Dara to come back to consciousness and prevent her from being pulled in. If you miss this check, then you bring her back to consciousness and she gets pulled into the mass.
Never tell me the odds, Jason. That was a 19.
19 will definitely work. So you're holding her in place currently, and for your action, go ahead and heal her.
A second level Cure Wounds.
Okay?
God, do I hate myself so much. Good God. Near minimum healing. One would say 1 point above the
Near minimum
life
healing.
Oh my God. Okay. That's so upsetting. 6 points back.
I'm
The
alive.
6 point back is conscious.
Yep. So
Right, yeah.
Dara,
6 points back is still hasted and prepared to hurt this thing.
so Dara,
And
you're
funny you mention it,
yeah.
it's more hit points than
Gosh.
I have.
Oh my gosh. Haste. I've been using my regular armored class, not the hasted one. So there's like 2 or
No.
3 that wouldn't have hit.
So
That's
Dara,
okay.
as your eyes flare open, they are right above you, and they have their hands on you, and holding the
Hey.
tendrils, and there's just like lacerations and bludgeoned effects on Gray's face.
Hot.
And they are struggling big time, like only and keeping you, and you're now conscious with 6 hit points back. Gray, anything else you want to do? That was your bonus action, your action. Still have
How
move.
far away did I get her?
I mean, it's more of preventing her from being pulled in, is mostly what you've done.
Fair enough. Okay. So I will do that, and FYI, you're probably gonna have to scrape me off the ground in like 2 seconds. But I will try to help her to her feet and do the most cowardly part of this move that I've done so far: hide behind her back.
Yeah, you're like, well, she's still lying on the ground being pulled in, so she's still prone.
Hide like this.
Yeah.
No. I will stand over her protectively like a hero.
Fair enough. That'll finish your turn. Harrow, you are up, and then the croakers are on deck.
Okay. At the risk of splashing everyone with more acid and getting 2 KOs on our team, I believe I'm going to use another Scorching Ray, because that hurt it real bad.
It did.
The
Definitely
worst
got its
case
attention.
scenario is
And I would say
both
your
Gray and Dara drop.
and I would say your passive is high enough. You realize that it seems to only be able to be like responsive like once at a time. Like you saw Dara do all that damage, and then it reacted to it. But you get the feeling that maybe it can only do that a limited amount of times. It's not something it could do every time it takes damage.
Okay. I'm going to Scorching Ray it to the face.
Okay. Go for it.
All right.
It does have a
Um,
face.
Whatever its face-like thing is, like, look at the thing. It clearly has a face
The blob
type.
part that could be the face.
It has like teeth things.
It has a teethy thingy.
Okay, the first one, nat 9 again, 17.
Okay.
This time aim in dead center.
Yeah. That'll definitely hit because you're going after the main mass, organic mass of the creature.
Second one is an 18. We're
Okay.
rolling middling right now.
Okay.
And last one is a 15.
All 3 will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
3d6 still on each of them.
Yeah, you get an extra d6 per attack. Correct.
2 plus 5 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. Second one, 4. 4, 8. 9, 12 on the second one.
Okay.
6, 5, 11.
Nice.
And 2, 13.
So you guys watch, for some of you lying either prone or near the base of this creature, for you as a 4, you watch as these 3 streaks of energy like light hit the center mass of this creature. You watch as part of its face kind of breaks away and just falls to the ground. You watch as chunks of the biomass begin to just kind of slough off the creature. Unable to pull that healing, like, kind of reaction of nutrition from above, and only able to pull a little bit from below, it's now beginning to look a little worse for wear. It's taken some damage.
I will then move 25 feet further away, leaving myself 5 more feet. I can run back and blast again and then leave again.
Okay, so at this point, we'll just say you're off. You're like,
I'm off the grid.
Correct. And you didn't seem to trigger anything from it. It does not come after you.
Good. And it,
Uh,
it didn't splash onto Dara and Gray. This is good.
Correct. You get the feeling that those greater tendrils are the things that was absorbing
Good.
via the acidic nature of the creature.
We may have just saved Progenitus some indigestion.
You watch as one of the croakers, its javelin goes arcing, sticks right into the main wound, and the creature kind of like gyrates from the effect. One of the croakers
gyrates now.
Got a
Gyrates and undulates and pulsates and.
And these are adult words. They're okay to use. You get the feeling that it scored a pretty significant hit on the creature.
I'm beginning to grow some respect for the frogs.
They're standing their ground and doing what they're doing. That will take us to the top of the 4th round, I believe. And now that this thing's been weakened, it is going to... I need a strength save from Dara, please. And I'll say you can make it with advantage because Gray is holding you in place.
Okay. Okay. Just straight strength.
Strength save.
Save. Oh, sorry. See, do I? No, I didn't on that one. Okay, 18.
18 will just barely save. Able to dig your heels
Seriously,
into digging your heels into the ground, and with Gray, they hold on to your shoulder, preventing you from being pulled into the creature. Zephora, there are 2 attacks coming at you. One will have advantage on you, Dara, and then there's 2 attacks coming at Gray.
Never let go, Jack.
We're both going, like, dying in a minute. It's okay.
So Zephora, that's a 26 and a 26.
Yeah, those will hit.
Barely.
Yeah, wish.
That'll be 12 points of bludgeoning damage. There is one with advantage coming at you, Dara. That is a 25.
Yeah, even with haste, that's gonna hit.
That's going to be 12 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
And back down she goes.
And then 2 coming at Gray. That is a 14 and a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit.
That's going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
And I join Dara on the floor.
So, Zephora, from your position, you watch as both an unconscious Dara and Gray are slowly being pulled into the center mass. Haro, you have no idea this is going on at all as you have ducked around the bend. That'll finish the creature. Well, it's to... Nope, cannot heal itself. Zephora, you are up, and then I'll need a death save from Dara coming up.
Okay, I'm going to take my attacks again. I'm going to use my monk points to do my extra attacks.
Okay.
Your punchy juice, your punch.
22.
Yeah, by the way, if you guys want minis for this game, just send them to me. Or send me a copy of the mini print, and I can get Enigma to print us out some minis if you want. It's totally up to you.
No,
Oh, sir, don't you
worry.
Boy.
That monster, the last few attacks it made, it needs to take 2 points of psychic damage for each of those.
Give me an extra d6 for each of those as you begin to realize it is vulnerable to psychic damage.
Hell yeah.
It takes
How
7.
many?
A d6 for each effect. So you said it because of the successful attack, it has to take. Is it taking one effect or are there 2 separate effects?
Sorry, this is from the brand. Is every time it makes an attack on me or someone, so me and Gray, any attacks on me and Gray, it's
Correct.
Gonna take
So you
2
get a
points of psychic
d6
damage.
for each effect. Yeah.
Right, I was gonna ask how many. I wasn't sure if there were 2 or 3 attacks.
Well, there was how many? Well, does it also get a benefit from Zephora getting hit?
Is she within 5 feet of me? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm okay with her being within 5
Okay,
feet
if she's
of you.
within 5 feet of me,
Yeah.
then yes.
That's 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 6 of the psychic, and then I'm rolling a d6 radiant each.
For each one, absolutely.
That is 11 radiant.
Nice. Okay.
Question: since I'm death saving, does all those effects not count anymore?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're.
Yeah, because I can't keep the effect up if I'm unconscious. Okay, so
Correct,
that'll be
correct.
the only time I can use that.
Yeah, I'll say that's kind of it's kind of a little bit of a retrograde from the previous round, because
Right.
so it's fine. The points work out either way. But yeah, now the right has gone away because you're now unconscious. Sorry, Zephora, go for it. What are you doing?
Yeah. 7 points of damage from my dagger.
Okay.
I think that's probably going to be a miss. Let's see. An 11, I'm sure that misses.
That just barely hits.
Oh, it barely hits. Okay, and my next one is 18. So it'll be to my bludgeoning attacks. I'll do. What do I do? Plus 3. $11 more points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Feeling a little bit of desperation, watching as both the prone form of Dara and Gray get pulled in.
Are they all the way in, or they're getting pulled in?
They are starting to get pulled in because they are prone targets to the creature. You watch as both their feet begin to kind of touch the mass.
Okay. I already took my bonus action of my attacks. Haro! Might need your help in here. Gray and Dara are getting pulled into the monster.
I'm going to shoot it. That's the only way I can help.
Well, you might want to hurry.
Is it my turn?
No, Dara, give me a death save, please.
5.
5. Yeah, that's one failed death save. Now I need you to make a Constitution save, please. Disadvantage.
Perfect. At disadvantage? Oh no. Oh no. That is a 5.
You take 1 point of exhaustion as well.
Great. Okay.
That'll finish your turn. Gray, death save, please.
Okay. Where did you go? Where did you go? You seem like a death save die. This gray metal one.
Apropos.
16.
16. First one is a success. Give me a charisma save, please.
Those are funny words you just said. Hot garbage. One moment. Let me double check my save for that, but I don't think it's good. Oh, I'm proficient. Cool. 7.
7. Something on the edge of your unconsciousness lingers just for a moment, and you fall back into that unconscious state. Arrow, you are up.
I'm gonna run 25 feet back around the bend.
Okay. As you come around the bend, you only see Zephora on her feet. Both Grays, they are down. Dara, she seems to be down as well. The two croakers, your passive perception is high enough. They're beginning to panic.
There's nothing I can do to help other than murder this thing. So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at all of my abilities, and I believe that hurting it badly is my best course of action. So I will use my final Scorching Ray.
Okay.
If this doesn't work, I'm sorry, Progenitus. You're getting an upset tummy. Not 20. On the first one?
Nice.
Yeah.
Second one. I want to take off my thing and move it down to show you, but last time I did that, it took so long to put it back. I just rolled 2 nat 20s in a row.
Nice. I
I
love
just
it.
rolled 2 nat 20s in a row.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's been
Go
ages
for it,
since I
sir.
did that.
You did that on Thursday too.
I did. Oh my god.
Check
I
the
want-
dice.
No, I
You
didn't
have
roll
your
2 in a
dice?
row. It was me and Sean rolled them simultaneously. This is 2 for me. And the last one is a dirty 20 with the +8. The first 2s were 28s.
Doggy.
So,
Do some
how-
color damage.
so would that be 6d6? Or
So,
would it be 5d6 on
So-
each of the 20s?
so here's the thing. It's always times the base damage by 2 or
Yes.
roll twice. That's up to you. The
Okay.
additional radiant roll is an effect.
Just once.
So it's just the singular use of it.
5d6 for the first 2. You got it.
Right.
3, 9, 11, 12, 15 on the first one.
Nice. Nice.
4, 9, 10, 16, 21 on the second one.
Keep
3,
going.
8, 14 on the third one.
Safara, from where you're standing, 3 streaks of light come right by you,
Kame!
striking the creature in like the mid, from like its thorax-like area up into its squirming like looking visage, and there's almost a Pillsbury moment, just a slight Pillsbury moment, where it slightly swells from the amount of effect that it just took, and the whole thing.
I duck as soon as I see it getting big. Like I go, ah!
Yeah, it just tendrils and vines and sinew and cartilage and meat and just ichor spray out and fill the chamber. There's like a sigh from the creature as it just kind of collapses to the ground. Immediately, you can see the 2 croakers got their javelins and they're like, cheering for the effect. It would appear that it is destroyed.
Haro, the potions that green bottle gave you. Hurry.
I'm doing it! And I toss one over to Zephora as I run the other one over to Gray.
Okay. The 2 of you begin to approach both Gray and Dara. Stepping up alongside Gray, go ahead and give me another charisma save, please.
11.
11. In this unconscious state, you watch that familiar energy, that light that you remember from your sacrificial session that you had before taking up the mantle of a wanderer. The energy approaches you. You feel something kind of just and begins to play with the scar on your neck. And then you feel this energy descend into your chest, and you come to life as Harrow. You're next to Gray, right, Harrow? You're right next to them.
Yeah, I went up, held Gray's mouth open.
Yeah,
before it did.
you go ahead and roll for healing. You feel that familiar, like dark liquid, kind of course through your body, giving you that healing, regenerative effect, and you come back to consciousness, kind of instinctively reaching for the scar around your throat.
You
How
get
much does that do?
You get 44 plus 4. I used 2 of mine. And you heal 15 damage, Gray.
What do they do? They do 5d4 or something like that?
4d4 plus 4.
Oh, 44 plus 4. Okay.
a
They
lot
do
of fours.
44 hit points plus 4. So I don't know why they say it like that, but it's 48.
So you, Dara gets 17 points back.
Thank you.
Nice. So, standing near this organic mass that's gradually dissolving around you, all of you hear the sounds of as things begin to fall out of this mass. You watch as 3 very small croaker skeletons kind of fall out of it. However, as you come to conscious, Dara, and the 4 of you are kind of helping each other kind of recover from this thing, you watch as a very large skeleton falls out of the slowly disintegrating mass.
What
That's
type
so
of skeleton
large.
is it?
Give me a medicine check.
No, I won't.
Yes, it is. I don't know. Let's see. My medicine. Oh, not too bad. I rolled an 8.
It's a really large skeleton.
It's a really large skeleton.
It's so big.
The acid damage seems to have distorted its features a little bit. It's hard to tell
Is it
what it is.
humanoid?
Give me a nature check, or give me. I'll say
To
off
see
of.
if it has 4 limbs?
I would say give me a nature check to at least determine beast or some other entity that it might be.
12.
Well, it's got all the signs of being humanoid.
Okay. We got a big humanoid.
Hmm.
All right.
Anything
If I had to measure it approximately from end to end, about how tall would it be?
Roughly about 7 feet tall.
It's big. It's a big boy. Damn, boy, that's a thick ass boy.
Is there anything else that came out of it?
Give me an investigation check.
Double check. Oh yeah. Good on investigation. So 16.
16. So as everybody seems to be taking the different skeletons, looking at that, Sephora, you kind of drift a little bit deeper into the organic mass. There is something large and metallic, kind of partially covered. It looks like, best you could tell, a messenger box made of steel.
Can I get in there with my dagger without touching the acid and pull it out?
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand check, please.
Sleight of hand. 14.
14. Now give me strength. Give me regular strength check.
17.
You manage to use your dagger to get the flesh away from it, and you kind of pull it out of the organic matter as more of it kind of the organic matter just kind of dissolves away. It's a small to medium-sized box. It seems to be made of steel. There is a very heavy reinforced lock on it. And there are... Dara, give me a insight check, please. 18. You recognize some insignias on the box, and they are of House Gregor, the leader of a particularly notorious location known as Wyndham, the capital of the slaver warlord, a massive minotaur known as Gregor. This has his signatures all over it, his markings, the way that the different brutes and groups that rule over Wyndham mark things to claim them as their own. You recognize this as a slaver's claim box. You also know that inside of this steel box could potentially be items that claim ownership of certain things, certain people, individuals. You also recognize the master artificer known as the surgeon. His mark is on this box as well. The things that you just automatically recognize because of where you come from and your understanding of Wyndham Gregor and the master surgeon, or the master artificer, who's referred to as the surgeon of death.
Okay, so
Sounds
seeing
like a
that,
very fun person.
seeing that, my eyes are gonna just open in shock, and I'm gonna look at Zafora and see if she recognizes it, because I'm not exactly sure her background, but I know it's.
Zafara, give me an insight check really quick as you're examining this steel box that you've pulled out.
Okay. A 23.
None of these markings are familiar with you. You do recognize it as a messenger box from its construction and its intended purpose. You do understand that the lock is probably trapped. These tend to be very secretive and important things that are used to deliver information or other things between different groups of people. But the glyphs and the wards and the kind of Cyrillic style markings are not familiar to you.
It's Gregor. That's his marking. These could have slave notes in them. Who can get this open?
Well, I can check for traps and I can pick the lock, but it has some strange markings on it.
Harrow, do these look like dangerous magical markings? Those are more or Gray?
Yes, Gray.
Can I say something to Harrow as I come back to consciousness?
Sure. Go for it.
Okay. So I know you're like a really smart guy, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, right. But I think I taught you something today. Did you pick up on the lesson?
Keep shooting until it's dead.
How to care about us, at least our physical well-being.
I don't want to be in a stomach by myself.
Okay. All right.
Come on, up now. I reach a hand down. Yeah. And as I'm called over, I do try to examine the sigils and everything, read the magic and whatnot to see.
So give me an Arcana check.
Ooh, spicy. Mediocre for me, 14.
You do recognize what's called the vacant glyph, the vacant ward. If not dispelled, when this box opens, it'll create a 30-foot bubble of nothingness that you will all be pulled into. You've heard of this magic. It's powerful stuff.
I have been planning on getting Dispel. I do not have it yet. Yes, this will create a very profoundly unpleasant thing if it is not dispelled. Gray, you're badly injured. Stop hopping so much. What's happening?
Look, my ribs are only making like a little bit of a crunchy noise, but you said dispel.
Can you do that? I haven't quite
I cast dispel magic.
At what level?
Third.
Roll a d20 for me, please.
If she's casting some type of spell, I'll step away.
Did we get another?
Natural 20.
Yes.
Nice. You guys watch as the kind of like blue-white energy of the ward fades, just leaving the lock still securely on the metal tab. It seems to be dispelled.
All right, I will check for mechanical traps.
Give me investigation.
$22.
22. You recognize that this lock is definitely trapped. Not only is the lock trapped, but the box itself has a linear kind of trap along with it. You begin to realize that if you hadn't checked, picking the lock would have caused the box to momentarily open on its own, and a very thin layer of glass-like razor blades would have shot out from the internal lid of the box. As you lift it, it would have just... Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand if you want to try to disarm it.
I do.
With advantage,
I know.
do you have pick tools?
Yes.
Okay, with advantage.
Okay.
And I'll tap her on the back and give her guidance as well.
Okay, guidance as well.
21.
Did you use guidance?
Oh, what do I get with the
An
guidance?
extra D4.
Extra D4.
Ooh, okay. Extra 2 points.
Extra 2 points. So you guys watch as Zephora, the padlock comes undone, but she quickly grabs a series of wired thread that's about to spin away from the lock and grabs both of them, lifts up the lid, and these thin sheaths of glass kind of fall harmlessly to the ground. As the lid comes up and open, there are 4 leather journals inside the box. There is also a leather, and when I say leather, I'm referring to the reptilian skin that's commonly used. There's a small bag, reptilian bag, and what looks to be some kind of metal encasement with screw points on either end of it.
Does it look like it can be opened?
Give me investigation, please.
Okay, I'm not opening it. I just want to look at it.
As you open it, boom.
Boom! Oh, hell yeah.
Fireball.
No, nat 20. You said investigation, right? So it'd be a 28.
28. They look like they both
Everywhere.
unscrew. One is counterclockwise, one is clockwise. You also recognize that it's trapped as well. If you don't unscrew it with the proper method, it would trigger what looks to be some kind of gaseous effect.
Okay. I'll just because I'm careful and I know me, I'm going to check the books too and to
Okay.
see if they're trapped as well.
Fair enough.
They might be covered with poison or something. $22.
As far as you can tell, they do not appear to be trapped.
Okay. So I will take the books out.
Are you all hovering nearby, or where are you at while this is going on?
No, we're
Hovering
checking for
nearby.
traps. I'm like way gone.
Fair enough.
I'm like so far away.
I'm there because I gave her guidance.
Hovering.
So.
Fair enough.
So after I've checked the books to make sure they're not trapped, obviously I'll take the books out
Okay.
and I'll hand them to Dara.
Yeah, I'll start flipping through the books.
Seem to be interested in these.
Give me investigation, Dara.
That is a 1.
Yeah, I
or
mean,
a 3.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
wait, I
they're-
get advantage on investigation.
you do.
That still wasn't great. That's 7.
These seem to be books written in some kind of code that you don't understand. You do know that often when slavers communicate this way, they're usually using encoded means of doing it. The amount of the information that's contained in these journals, though, I mean, you're flipping through. There's a lot of it here, but you have no idea. It's gibberish to you for the most part.
Would it be unlike thieves' can't, perhaps, or
Give me an insight check.
14?
14. Hard to tell. It looks like a unique form of uncoded language. It's very strange.
Okay. So can I ascertain how to unlock the box safely? The would you call it? Not a box.
The metal tube with.
Yeah, tube.
I'll say your roll is high enough. You realize it's more of a timing issue. It's not overly sophisticated. Almost as if this tube is meant for someone who probably wouldn't completely understand how to safely open it. And you realize if you open one counterclockwise and the other one clockwise at the same time, it'll disarm the trap and open the tube.
Okay. I walk away from the group about 30 feet.
Okay, fair enough.
And what do I do? Sleight of hand?
Yes, sleight of hand, please.
Do I still have that extra advantage or no? It was just a one-time thing.
Well, if you told me that you were doing a thing, but
Oh no, that's right. 23.
23. You watch as the caps undo. There's a ping, like sound. No gas comes out of it. You watch as a vellum parchment of some sort, made from sheepskin, tightly wound up with a sinew wrapping around it, drops to the floor.
Okay, I inspect that
Okay.
for traps and what have you.
Give me an investigation check.
Where's my investigation? 13.
As far as you can tell, it doesn't appear to be trapped.
Okay.
It's-
I'll unroll it then to see what it says.
You guys watch as Sephora snips at the little thin thing of sinew around it, and it unfurls, tightly wound, but it unfurls into rather a good sizable piece of vellum. Dara, give me an insight check. For Gray and Zephora, there are arrows that are curved and marking directions towards Titan's Fall. There's a series of arrows and markings towards the area of the Shattered Collar. There are routes that look like dashed lines, different color arrows coming in and out of the salt waste portion of the area that you know the slaver stronghold to reside, where Wyndham is. Dara, what'd you get?
16.
16. Dara, you begin to realize that you're in possession of a season's worth of slave raiding. Looking beyond their shoulders at the map, looking to the journals, now it begins to make sense to you. You're staring at somebody who was intending to deliver this box of information to someone, and in this box contains the entire current season of where the slave traders will be raiding, the directions that they'll be going, and anytime, as long as you're in possession of this information, or you potentially could figure out how to decode it, once you can decode the journals, you will have advantage on some insight checks related to the slavers at this point.
Hell yeah.
Kill this.
Gray, yes.
I kind of hesitantly raise my hand to be called upon. Dara, so this gigantic skeleton was a bad guy?
If he had this box, yes.
Okay.
You know, could be helpful if we could ask him a few questions.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes.
Would it be offensive or empowering if I brought the skeleton back to life under my control.
We need answers. Bring him back, and then I'll kill him again.
Well, he can't talk. More
Oh.
along the lines of he would be my puppet because he did that to other people. That was the question.
He would just be,
Mm.
yeah. Do with him what you will. It'd be really cool if we could get some answers, though.
I don't have that one.
That's
Ironic for a death
also-
cleric, isn't it?
There's also really cute freezing position there. All right.
That won't raise some eyebrows in our direction if we have this thing skeleton walking around with us.
Well, you see, I also can't do that like today, but we could just like gather up like the bones, and we could do it at a more appropriate time so he doesn't get thrown into the garbage. But we could roll up on these people with their dead giant friend and be like, "Yo, what up?"
Well, whatever you would like to do, I think it's fascinating that the group will let you do that. That means sometimes, maybe in the future, you will let me do some things.
Oh, Sephora. Whatever you want to do is not a phrase you want to tell me.
If it involves gaining
Why is
power
that?
for the group of us, I don't care what you do.
Thank you.
Let me rephrase that. As long as all of my organs remain on the inside where they belong.
So with that, as you guys are kind of cloistered around this, there's a series of croaking noises as the area is immediately swarmed by lesser versions of the croakers that were fighting with you. They begin to, in a very excited fashion, begin to clean this space, get rid of the organic matter that was rotted and fetid. They're extremely happy and excited. They are bouncing up and down with joy, croaking and kind of croaking by you and patting like Ewok style, patting you at the waist height as, they kind of, you've definitely impressed them. You've given them a solution. You gather, you gave them a solution to a problem that they've been trying to figure out on their own at this point. One of the croakers comes and approaches you, Harrow, and begins to kind of tug at you and point off to the side.
Okay.
It kind of makes a little heart symbol at its chest and points, a heart symbol and points.
I swear if this is a parasite larger than me or some kind of heartworm, I will destroy you.
And
go direction indicated.
Yeah, so as you make your way over, you watch as the croaker leans down under like this series of bone lattice work, right? And lifts up the lid. And as it lifts up the lid, it reaches down and pulls out something square, book size, wrapped in reptilian skin, and it hands it up to you. Makes like a heart symbol.
We'll take a look.
As you kind of, as you see this, as you see this book, you don't even have to roll. You recognize it. It's called the Glass Obelisk of Faith. It is one of those books you've been searching for your entire life. You have heard that it contains the information to a lost city deep into the southern salt wastes that is said to harbor some of the most powerful old magics unknown to the common folk that wander the material plane of existence. A little bit of drool begins to come out of the corner of your mouth. The glass-like workings of the cover, the metallic pages as you kind of feel the edges of the book, the heavily glyphed and warded latch, the skull symbol of the Death Ward emblazoned upon the book. The energy coursing through your fingers, the energy just pulling you into this book. And that's where we're going to finish tonight, because I could tell Shannon was fading and I want to give her an early night. Yeah, drool on that,
Boy,
buddy.
tired.
Drool on that.
Oh, I don't care whatever else was going on. I'm going to ask the rock if it's cool, and then I want to go to there.
So
I
with
want to
that,
go to there.
thank you everybody for joining us. We really appreciate it. As I said before, the abouts are all down below. Come and join our Discord. Join us there's a couple really fun things we do on our Discord. Every other Thursday, including this Thursday, we do One Shot Thursday, where you build either a level 5, 10, 15, or level 20 character, depends on the event. And then we run a one shot live on Twitch. All you have to do is be a Discord member, accept the invite on the event, and be a member of the group. Currently, there are 3 accepted, 3 tentative. So, I always get drops from time to time, but it is a game designed for 5 individual players. So it's lots of fun. It's a great way to test builds. It's a great way to test out those builds in encounters. And it's a blind build and a blind encounter. I do not know the nature of the build of the character. I purposely do not do the research on the campaign link. And the encounter is unknown to the participants. It's a great way to test mechanics and test those mechanics within the chaos number generator we call dice. We also do Bring Your Dice giveaway. So every Monday, we start a fresh channel where you roll a D1000. The precise number or the closest to it wins a set of dice, as they say. So come on in to our Discord. It's lots of fun, lots of games going on that you can watch. You're always free to participate as a listener, so you can listen in on games. We just make sure you practice courtesy and mute your mic and change your name to listener so that the DMs that's running that particular game understands that. Other than that, everything you need to know is we have shows Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. The Debtor's Gambit, the origin of the Revelry, and the founding of Dark Toe along the Menagerie Coast. We just had Zero Session last Sunday, and we will be having our first full flight session this Sunday. It's going to be, I'm actually practicing some new methods of storytelling because I think it's important to always learn and challenge your players. And we have a very interesting group of players, not all that dissimilar from the energy that you see from this group. So everybody, thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Before I do my catchphrase, Gray, one more time.
Oh, that's me. Ombligo del Diablo. Well, that's my character. Take a look at it. Anyway, Ombligo del Diablo is a Mage to the Ascension 5th edition game. 5th edition because, 5th edition doesn't actually exist for Mage. We borrow from Vampire the Masquerade and etc. and mash it all together, and it is a podcast that you can find just about anywhere you can find podcasts.
Nice. Thank you, Shannon. Dan, Uncanny Pros.
Uncanny Pros, it's a Twitch stream, spelled just like it sounds, but with an E at the end. PROSE. Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, and a whole lot of other goodies. Come on by.
And I promise for next session, we'll have my Nightbot sorted out so it's not overly moderating everybody. I saw the moderator alert, and I think I might have it set on you're not allowed to have fun setting or something like that. So I'll try to get that fixed, folks. So I do apologize for that. But as I always say, please, everybody, be safe. Try to be very kind to everybody out there. And the most important thing, sit down, play a game, and have a good time. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out.
Bye.